Hello everyone, this is Dart from PariahCast with the beginner's guide to the real-time strategy game that's StarCraft 2. The first of many videos to give you an idea of how the game works, to get you the concepts, so when you're watching or possibly playing, you have a good starting point to go from. We're first going to start off with what is an RTS. It stands for Real-Time Strategy Game. It's a game where you play against an opponent, much like chess, where you use your strategies to best defeat the strategies of the opponent in an action war type setting where you command your troops to defeat the troops of the enemy. The flow of any basic RTS is that you gather resources, those resources you use to build buildings, those buildings will produce units, and you'll use those units to eventually win the game. In StarCraft 2, there are 3 races you can play as: Zerg, Terran, and Protoss. They have all their own unique feels and styles and different strengths and weaknesses. We're going to get into all that much later in more depth in other videos, but right now I want you to know that there are 3 races you can play as in StarCraft 2. The resources you collect in StarCraft 2 are minerals and Vespian gas. Your workers will collect these resources and bring them back to your main building. You do have to build a building on the Vespian geyser before you can start collecting from it. At the top right corner of your screen while you're playing, you'll see 2 numbers, one for minerals, one for gas, to show you what you actively have at that time to spend on buildings or units. In StarCraft 2, all races have these main building types: production facilities, which you use to produce units; tech structures, which help you get your army more powerful, give them abilities, and make them stronger; and static defenses, which help you defend your bases, your army, and make it generally harder for the enemy to kill you. All the units in StarCraft 2 exist either on the ground or in the air. It's your job as a player to put together the best army you can to make sure to defeat the army of your opponent. All units take supply. Your supply is located in the top right-hand corner of your screen. The first number is the amount of supply the army you currently have is using up. The second number on the right-hand side is the amount of supply you could use at this time in the game. Vision is a very important part of any RTS. In StarCraft 2, you can only see what your units or buildings can actively see at that time. So now that you know the basics of StarCraft 2, the question everyone should be asking is, how do you win? Many other RTSs have other ways you can win, but in StarCraft 2 you win by either destroying all the buildings your opponent controls, or you put your opponent in a position where they know they can no longer win, and they will concede the game, giving you the victory. In StarCraft 2 there are many terms or slang that's used, and in each video we're going to be taking a little bit of time to explain one term for every video. So the StarCraft 2 term for this video is GG. One of the most widely used terms in all of StarCraft. As I mentioned earlier, when your opponent may think they can no longer win, they will often concede the game to you. The term they will often use to let you know that is typing GG in the chat. It stands for good game. You're letting your opponent know that you appreciate their skill and talent, you're giving them props for playing well, and you're being polite and letting them know that they won and getting out of the game. Well, I'm Dart, and that was PariahCast's beginning guide to the RTS of StarCraft 2. Thanks for watching. Our next video is going to be a little more in-depth look at the basics of StarCraft 2. We're going to be covering some more ideas we talked about earlier to get you a little better idea as to how the game works at a little more in-depth level. Hope to see you then.